What do Austin Powers' Dr. Evil and Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella have in common? They're both geniuses, hold an insane amount of power, and look eerily similar. What differentiates them are their missions. One has evil plans to take over the world, while the other wants to make the world more productive. But Microsoft's recent moves are starting to blur the lines between the two. We're talking about Microsoft's growing relationship with OpenAI, the revolutionary artificial intelligence research firm that has taken the world by storm. Microsoft is expected to make a $10 billion investment into OpenAI, with terms that are extremely favorable for Microsoft. This almost makes Nadella look like an evil genius. And what he chooses to do next with that technology is the scary part. Microsoft has always been a pioneer in the tech industry, pushing the boundaries of innovation since its inception in 1975. Founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen, the company set out to revolutionize the world of computer software. And they did just that, with their early partnership with IBM and the development of the crucial MS-DOS operating system for IBM's personal computers. Microsoft quickly established itself as a leader in the field. By the late 80s, Microsoft had become the world's largest PC company, solidifying its place at the forefront of the tech industry. But when you're at the top, you tend to make a lot of enemies. For Microsoft, they came in the form of competitors like Apple and even the government. Microsoft survived countless battles with Apple, as well as a major lawsuit in the 90s from the US Department of Justice, which tried to break up the company. When you come after the king, you better not miss. Like a true king, Microsoft emerged victorious. However, the battle left its mark, and the company's stock remained stagnant for the decade between 2001 and 2011. During this time, Steve Ballmer was Microsoft's CEO and made some questionable decisions, including acquiring Skype and Nokia. These moves ultimately proved to be costly mistakes, with Microsoft eventually selling Nokia and taking a $7.6 billion loss on its investment. Meanwhile, Skype had failed to meet the success of its competitors like Zoom. Microsoft's fortune turned around in 2014 after Microsoft named Satya Nadella as its new CEO, who had a clear vision of refocusing the company towards the cloud. And it paid off. Big time. Over the next 7 years, Microsoft's stock soared, rising 800% and riding the wave of a decade-long bull market. Nadella led the charge in bringing many of Microsoft's popular products, including the Microsoft Office suite, to the cloud, and it was a game-changer. The company's gaming and cloud divisions flourished, and Microsoft made several strategic acquisitions, including LinkedIn, GitHub, and Nuance Communications. Throughout its history, Microsoft has shown an ability to adapt and reinvent itself with every technological shift. Under Nadella's leadership, the company is now facing its next big challenge: staying relevant in the age of artificial intelligence. OpenAI's artificial intelligence models are one of the most significant technologies to hit the scene in recent years. In 2019, Microsoft made a game-changing move by investing a massive $1 billion into OpenAI. The deal gave Microsoft exclusive access to OpenAI's GPT-3 language model. Through the years, Microsoft had bankrolled OpenAI with cash investments and access to Microsoft's cloud and computing services, which would have cost millions. This move was a major shift away from OpenAI's founding principles of creating artificial general intelligence that benefits all of humanity. While the public still had access to OpenAI's tools, only Microsoft had access to the underlying code. And to top it off, in the same year, OpenAI moved away from its non-profit status. OpenAI had effectively sold its soul to the devil.
What am I going to do with a soul anyways?
As part of the Microsoft investment, OpenAI would build cutting-edge AI supercomputing technologies for Microsoft's Azure cloud platform, and Microsoft would become OpenAI's preferred partner for commercializing any new AI tech developed. But this move also meant to shift away from OpenAI's founding principles of freely collaborating, where researchers are strongly encouraged to publish their work, including patents and code. Fast forward to 2022. OpenAI releases ChatGPT into the world, and the internet blows up with posts of users playing around with the tech. all anyone can talk about is OpenAI's ChatGPT. Every hour, another ChatGPT for X startup is launched, built on top of OpenAI's tech. OpenAI's next move? Raise even more money. From who? You guessed it. Microsoft is reportedly looking to invest another $10 billion into OpenAI, valuing the company at a massive $29 billion. By the time you watch this video, the deal may already be closed. As part of this new deal, Microsoft would receive 75% of all OpenAI's profits until it recoups its investment, and then acquire a 49% stake in OpenAI. Those are just mind-blowing terms that Microsoft investors should be very happy about. Nadella, take a bow. Analysts are already salivating at OpenAI's benefits, believing it will translate to significant underappreciated upside for Microsoft's stock. OpenAI would add tremendous value to Microsoft, whose mission is to make the world more productive by empowering every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. OpenAI's tech is already being integrated into Microsoft's vast product line. The tech giant is preparing to launch a version of its search engine, Bing, using the AI behind ChatGPT. Instead of searching through endless search results, Bing would simply answer the query. OpenAI's DALL-E 2 is also being incorporated into Bing's image generation tool. In a previous video, we mentioned that OpenAI is becoming Google's biggest threat. Turns out it's actually Microsoft. Google, you better watch your back. Microsoft has been trying to accelerate its ad revenue in recent years to close the gap on Google, whose ad revenue is nearly 10 times greater than Bing's and controls almost 90% of the search market. With OpenAI, Microsoft could make some serious strides in catching up. At 6% of total revenue, advertising is a relatively small part of Microsoft's business. Here's where the real money is: enterprise customers who are willing to pay Microsoft big bucks to power their businesses. Microsoft's Office products, enterprise solutions, and cloud services make up nearly 2/3 of its revenue, and Nadella certainly knows how to follow the money. In 2021, Microsoft launched Copilot on GitHub, which helps developers write computer code using OpenAI's tech. GPT-3 and DALL-E 2 are being resold to customers alongside Microsoft's Azure and cloud products. The possibilities are endless with OpenAI's technology, from businesses built on top of its technology to apps targeting enterprise customers, and accessing it requires a fee. The potential applications are endless. And by now, we all know where those profits will end up. Let's not forget, Microsoft only owns a minority stake in OpenAI, but it sure feels like the two are one and the same. If the two are such a perfect match, why don't they just tie the knot with an acquisition already? With over $100 billion on its balance sheet, Microsoft can buy OpenAI several times over. Cash isn't the problem. So what is? There are a few roadblocks. For one, it would be a one-way trip to the Federal Trade Commission's desk, which doesn't take kindly to monopolistic practices. Microsoft is already battling the FTC to get its mammoth Activision acquisition approved. And OpenAI isn't just any startup. With a $29 billion valuation, OpenAI would be pricier than Microsoft's $26 billion LinkedIn purchase and right behind Activision's $69 billion. It wouldn't be a good look if Microsoft tried to push another massive acquisition through. There's another problem. According to Axios, OpenAI's unique structure as a combination of nonprofit and for-profit makes it difficult to get a sale approved by the nonprofit board, limiting support for a sale. These factors make it difficult for Microsoft to buy OpenAI, but not impossible. So instead of buying, Microsoft is pulling out the big cards to prevent OpenAI from landing in the hands of another tech giant. By investing in OpenAI under the current terms, Microsoft can reap the benefits without the headache of dealing with regulators. Well played. Microsoft has survived through several innovation cycles, gut-wrenching recessions, and even outlasted the US government in one of the most famous antitrust cases in history. Despite all this, Microsoft managed to become the only company to have stayed on the list of the 10 largest companies by market cap for 3 decades in a row. With OpenAI, Microsoft may have just guaranteed a spot on the list for the next decade. The struggles of other tech giants may be making Microsoft's job even easier. Meta is in crisis mode, with investors doubting Zuckerberg's metaverse play. Amazon is dealing with growing losses while trying to manage without Bezos. Tesla's CEO is distracted by his new toy. And Alphabet is facing an existential threat. Meanwhile, all anyone can talk about is OpenAI killing Google. At this point, it's anyone's game, but Microsoft's odds are looking good. We're still early into the decade, and a lot can change in 7 years. So, stay tuned as we continue to explore the exciting world of artificial intelligence and the impact it will have on the future. If you enjoyed this content, subscribe to our free 4 times weekly newsletter that covers investing trends, news, and analysis. It's called The Average Joe, and it'll help you become a better investor. Concise, informative, and only takes 5 minutes to read. Subscribe for free using the link in our description, or head over to readthejoe.com. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Best of Investing.